Hi guys, today we are starting the last part of the lesson energy. We are going to learn the uses of energy. Okay, so I suppose that these are the uses. Okay, and they ring you a bell, obviously. And we are going to start with this table. We have here the sources of energy, the type of energy, and the uses. Okay, we use some energies for performing some actions, okay, or doing some common things. So we use two types of energy: the chemical energy and the electrical energy. Forget about the sources, okay? Chemical energy is gas, diesel, coal, carbon, or wood, okay? We use this chemical energy for burning it. We burn this, okay? And this energy is going to be transformed into other kind of energies. So, you have to take into account that energy, never appear or disappear. Energy transforms. Energy always transforms in another kind of energy. So, when we use chemical energy as these fuels, okay, we transform it into heat, okay, when we burn gas or when we burn coal or wood or diesel, we produce heat. And we use that heat for the gas cookers, okay, la cocina de gas, or the heating boilers. Yeah? The heating boilers are the calderas. La caldera de gas calienta agua y el agua sale caliente y calienta el radiador. Okay? Then, this chemical energy, when we burn this, we can transform it into mechanical energy. And in this case, we are going to see later how this works. Because it's obviously that if you burn some of this, you are going to get heat, okay? But if you burn some of this, you are going to get mechanical energy for the explosion engines and the vehicles. Yes, you are getting it. So I'm explaining later the explosion engines. Okay, this is all about chemical energy. Where do we obtain this chemical energy? We can obtain it from fossil fuels, okay, or biofuels. Fossil fuels are not renewable, and biofuels are renewable. Okay, we can use it for a long time. Who are biofuels? Wood. Wood is a biofuel. Okay, if we cut a tree, we can get wood, but we can plant another tree. Okay, and we are going to get a wood again. It is not going to get extinct. Then we have the electrical energy. Okay, we use electrical energy for electronic devices, okay? And don't mistake electronic devices with electric devices. Electronic devices work with electricity, and electric devices work with electricity, but for transforming that electricity into another kind of energy. For example, an example of electronic device: mobile phones. Mobile phones work with electricity. Okay, they transform, obviously. But an electric device is the hair dryer. The hair dryer works with electricity and transform the electricity into heat and a current of air, obviously. Okay. So, electrical energy can be transformed into heat energy, okay, or mechanical energy. In the case of heat energy, we use electricity, okay, for making heat by resistances. What are resistances? It's a tiny filament, okay, it's a filament where that when electricity passes by, heat it, okay, it heats the resistance gets heat by electricity. So we transform electricity into heat energy, and we can use that heat energy for making light, for making electric heaters, for making hair dryers or vitro cookers, okay? Then we can transform that electrical energy into mechanical energy, and that mechanical energy is the electric engines, okay? We transform electrical into mechanical by the electric engines, and electric engines can be used in vehicles, in another any kind of device. For example, a car, a wireless car, for the games, electric games, okay? So many different kinds of devices. Okay, I hope you understood this. We could transform chemical energy into heat for cookers or heat in boilers. We can transform that chemical into mechanical energy for the explosion engines. We are seeing it later, how they work, okay? And we can transform electrical energy into heat by the resistances, or mechanical energy by the electric engines, okay? And then we can get electricity from these sources, from fossil fuels, radioactive materials, biofuels, water, wind, and sun. We are seeing it later, okay? How do we get electricity from this? Because maybe you are thinking, how can we make electricity using the wind? Okay, so we are seeing it later. Now we are going to explain this, how we transform this into electricity, and this, how an explosion engine works. Okay, so now we are going to see how an explosion engine works. Okay, this is like car work, like vehicles work. Okay, and here we have two pieces. This one is the rod, la biela, and this one is the piston, el pistón. Okay, we have rod and pistons. What is going to happen now? The gas or diesel is going to be injected here. It's going to be injected there, okay, and it's going to be here. The gas or the diesel gas, and we are tiny spark, okay, it's going to burst, it's going to explode. The gas is going to explode inside. What is going to happen when this explodes? That the piston, okay, this explodes, and it's going to move the piston and put it up. As the piston goes up, okay, this is going to, okay, it's going to rotate and go up. It pushes up, it pushes it up, and it rotates, okay, and goes to this position. Can you see the difference? The piston is here, and here the piston is up, and it has rotate. So here it has a hole where the gases of the explosions get out, okay, which are CO2, among others, okay, among others. And the gas is get out, and the piston is going to fall down again, and it repeats the process again and again and again, and so the rod is going to be turning, and we are transforming the chemical energy of the gas into heating energy, and this heating energy is going to be transformed into mechanical energy, into movement. This is how the explosion engine works. Maybe you can remember in some web, I don't know the name, in some films appears the steam, las locomotoras de vapor, the steam trains. It's the same process, but what they do is instead of gas they have coal, carbon, and they burn coal for heating water, and the vapor of the water gets inside. It gets inside the vapor, it moves the piston, and when the piston gets up, the vapor goes out and comes down again. Okay, so I hope you understood this. It's not so difficult, no? Okay, so now we are going to see how we can produce electricity. For producing electricity, we need two things, okay? A turbine, which is like a mill, okay? And a generator, which is the one that produces electrical energy. How does the generator works? The generator is made of a wire, okay? A rolled wire, okay, un cable enrollado, una bobina, okay, and a magnet. So, what happens is that when the magnet spins, okay, when the magnet spins very fast, the magnetic field is going to induct an electrical field in the wire. So it transforms the mechanical energy of spinning into electricity. Okay? You can do this at home if you have the magnet and a wire, okay, a copper wire, but a thin copper wire. You can roll it, you can put the magnet spinning, okay, and you can produce energy. You can do this at home, and if you want, we can do it later. Okay, so we produce the electricity with the generator, but how do we move this? We need to move this really fast. So for moving this, we have the turbine, and maybe you are asking, how do we move the turbine? So the turbine can be moved by wind, okay, and the windmills. It can be moved by water, where? In the dams, okay? You know what's damp? Presa. In the dams, when we have a damp, okay, I'm going to draw a damp. Here we have a damp, and here we have the turbines. When the water passes through the turbine, okay, the water moves the turbine, and here the wind moves the turbine. And another one, the steam vapor. What happens with the steam? You heat water, okay? You heat water, or we can say steam, heating water, obviously. Heating water, okay. When we heat water, we produce steam, and that steam can move the turbine. Okay, so how do we can produce this steam? How do we can heat the water? We can heat the water with the solar energy. Okay. We can heat the water with the heat of the radioactive materials. Radioactive energy, okay. We can heat water with fuels, okay. And we can heat water with biofuels. I think I haven't forgotten anything. Okay. So yeah, it's okay. We have three ways for moving the turbine: with the wind, with the water, or with the steam. And how do we get that steam? By the solar energy, heating with the solar energy, heating with the radioactive materials, heating when we burn coal or gas, okay, or when we burn biofuels as wood, for example. In this case, you know that there are renewable energies and not renewable energies. Which ones are renewable? Wind. Wind is renewable. Water is renewable, okay? And solar energy is renewable. Renew, not remove. And biofuels are renewable, okay? But fossil fuels, okay, and radioactive energy are not renewable. Not renewable. And so this is all about energy. We have finished. I hope you have a great weekend. Today's Friday, you know.